Okay guys, I'm going to be tying a fly for you today. It's kind of a variation of the girdle bug that I tied earlier on my channel. It's using I haven't come up with a name for it yet, but it's kind of cool. It's using a size 4 kind of curved caddis hook. And you're going to need legs, rubber legs, short and long. You're going to need black chenille. And for this size hook you need about 5 inches for each one. You're going to need some lead. Keep it kind of weighted. Good bass fly. One thing I've noticed about bass flies is they work best if you're kind of mimicking a regular lure. If you've done any bass fishing, not fly fishing, but strut your thread, put on the lead. Some of you guys probably already do this, but I run my lead through a whole nother bobbin, so it makes it easier for me. Put on. Oh, okay, now there's a doctor that I know, his name's Henry Kinomoto, lives here in Wisconsin. He actually made this stuff. It's called crystal UV coat. It's a cement. It uses a UV light, kind of like the clear goo stuff, to put it on, but it hardens crystal clear and really hard, not tacky like the goo does. And I just put some on the top of this lead to hold that on. Okay, it's actually a really good product. I'll post his email address at the end of this, and that way you can, if you're interested in getting it, but it dries really hard. Okay, now that I've got that on, I'm going to take some short legs, and I'm going to put short legs on this thing. Sometimes it's hard to put these on without getting them to kind of look weird. I want them to pop kind of out. Once you get the two legs on, you're going to be using your body material, whatever ones you want. I like the medium chenille. In this case I'm going to use black. This can be tied in any colors. I mean, think of the number of colors you can put on it, and that's what you use. You're going to come forward to part of the way, and part of the reason I like this top lacquer on top and nothing on the bottom is because that thread sits up in the bottom, but it doesn't underneath the lead, but it doesn't separate the lead. It keeps it nice on the hook, especially when bass hit. You know, they're pretty wild. So you're going to stop out there. You can put one of these legs on, sets of legs on, and I still use the old figure 8 style. There are some guys that tie a knot around them. Position it. Sometimes it can be hard to position with a figure 8, but that's how I do it. Come a little farther forward, tie a half hitch, just posterity wise as you're putting on that other leg. You don't have to fight the winding of the thread being loose. Take another leg. I usually go 2 wraps, 1 wrap the other way, and then I position the leg how I want it. And then finish up the figure 8. Now I have also come forward 1 more set of legs. I have also taken and put the crystal UV coat over top of these legs just to hold them on. It's up to you. But we'll do a 3rd set of legs. Again, using the figure 8 style. Okay, then you're going to come forward to about there on the hook. Okay, now that's probably about a 1/4 inch from the eye. Part of the other thing I like to do is loosen up my vise, and because this hook curves forward and I'm going to be working on the front of it here now, I reposition it so that's horizontal. Okay, once that's done, I then wrap my chenille forward, and your first wrap kind of pushes the legs down in the back. It's okay. Imparts a lot of action when it's in the water. I've also used twister tails for this. Put twister tails on these things. And you're going to notice it's going to be thicker over the back end where the weight is, but don't worry about that. Let's get this off. Trim your chenille off, and then I like to half hitch it there. Really helps in just being able to loosen up your thread without having to worry about it all coming unwrapped. Okay, so currently, yeah, that's what it looks like. And there again, like I say, you can position the legs kind of however you want. They're going to kind of go wherever, but that's the figure 8 style putting it on. Okay, now we're up to the front end for the upper head area on this. For the first section, I'm going to use this ice dub in peacock black. Okay, and for the front section, I'm going to use the laser dub. Okay, you're going to notice that the ice dub, the very first section, is a lot more coarse. Has some different coloring in it than the laser dub, and the laser dub is softer, which works better for the front end. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to take a pinch, like so, and you're just going to kind of lay it out in between your fingers, okay, till it's like a line. You're going to lay it across the top in about the center of the clump, and you're going to make a couple wraps around it. It's easiest if you have a rotary vise, but then you're going to turn it to its side and do the same process of clumping it with your fingers, and then you're going to lay it on the side, continue to do the same thing all the way around. Cool part is if you keep this first one or second one here below the legs, you're not going to interfere with the legs at all. Continue this all the way around on the bottom, and then around the other side. It takes a little while to kind of get used to working with this stuff. I wasn't really used to working with it this way. Normally I put it on for like dubbing for bodies. Okay, so you've got it all the way around now, and you've got some that sticks off the front. Now Schmitty, he likes to use his almighty pen cap when he ties musky flies. Me, for this, real simple, I just take my fingers and push it back, and take my left hand then and shorten up the bobbin, and you're going to go around it just in front of it. Okay, so you've got to make sure that you pinch down on it so that it doesn't stick forward. It makes it stick to the back, go backwards. And I tie a half hitch or two on top of the clump. Okay, so it's going to actually look thicker here in the front. You're wrapping over it, pushing it back. Okay. Once you've completed that section of it, you're going to move forward below that front clump. Okay, and you're going to do the same thing, only with the laser dub. And like I said, I got pictures of this fly in all different colors, and you're going to notice the difference in texture here with the laser dub versus the ice dub. I use the ice dub for the inside just because it's more coarse, This stuff is finer. Okay, and to the bottom. Once you get it on the bottom, go around to the side. And okay, so you've got something that looks kind of like the first set of dubbing that was put on the ice dubbing. And again, push back, pull back with your other hand, and wrap on the clump so it sits it backwards. Okay, and here again you're going to put a couple of half hitch knots in here. And to be perfectly honest with you, you can do this with a bullet head, you can do this with a bead head on the front, you know, whatever your class is, it doesn't really matter. You can do it however you want. And I'm going to wrap forward then, tighten my vise back down. It's easier if you have a rotary vise, but if you don't, it's no big deal. Just have to work it a little different. And I'm going to shape the head. You can put rattles in these things. I'm using 6/0 thread as well. Half hitch this thing. Several finishing knots in there. Pull down. You can use a little thicker thread too if you want. I just use 6. You might want to use a little thicker thread for your bigger hooks, because you could tie this all the way in a size 2, a 1/0. I mean, you can make them as big as you want. It's completely up to you. And that's what you're going to have at the end of it. Let's see if I can get a better view of it in here. Okay. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Pretty sweet. That material moves nice in the water too. I don't have a cat in the hat or fox in the box toothbrush, but Schmitty is right. Those work really well. Use a toothbrush to kind of comb it out. And combing it out gets rid of all the extra hairs that aren't going to stick, the dub that's not going to stick there. Okay. And you could take the rest of that off the toothbrush and put it back in your dubbing pile. So now I have kind of a spot that comes back here by the shank of the hook, and what I like to do is I like to just give that a little trim so the bottom isn't so super long. That also can go back in your dubbing, so it's a little shorter, right in front of the point of the hook. And there you have it. I'm gonna add a little of this crystal UV coat cement to the head. Makes a nice, shiny, durable head. This stuff is unbelievable too. Once you get about 2 of them, 2 containers of them, and I just circle around it, and you could shape your head really nice. Definitely don't want to hit this stuff with a UV light in the can. It creates a kind of a hot reaction. You might notice a little smoke come off the stuff as it dries. his product actually works off of exothermic polymer reaction that causes it to harden immediately without any tack to it whatsoever, and dries clear. So there you have it. That's the bug variation to a girdle bug. Kind of resembles a leech as well. Here, I'll see if I can get this up a little closer for you. I like white bodies and pink heads as well, but let me see. Yeah, it's just this cool looking bug. So I'll be using this year, and hopefully be able to post some good videos of me catching some, not only trout, but bass here in Wisconsin as well on this bug. So I guess I'll catch you on the next fly.